A family holiday sounds simple enough, doesn't it? At least, that's what our unsuspecting heroes believed. Today, we're diving into the unsettling film Speak No Evil. The Dalton family, on holiday from London with their daughter Agnes, seems to be enjoying a carefree Italian getaway. After leaving Agnes with a nanny for dinner, a small mishap the next day, her missing toy rabbit, leads them to a boisterous, unruly family down the street. This is how they cross paths with Pad, Sierra, and their son Ant. Pad quickly charms Agnes with a scooter ride and soon invites the Daltons out to dinner, an invitation Ben and Louisa accept. During dinner, the families swap stories about their lives. Pad, who claims to be a doctor, invites the Daltons to his country house and tells them that his son, Ant, cannot speak due to a medical condition. Despite this, Agnes and Ant quickly bond, and the families enjoy each other's company. Back in gloomy London, Ben grows irritated that Agnes still clings to her toy rabbit, while Louisa tries to soothe him and laments his ongoing job search. Soon, Pad and Sierra send cheerful photos and an invitation to visit. Ben, eager for a break, persuades a hesitant Louisa to accept, and she agrees, not wanting to let him down. They embark on their journey and arrive late at the imposing, time-worn house. The hosts greet them warmly, and Sierra leads them to their rooms. Pad and Ben share cider before everyone gathers for dinner. Ben announces he has prepared a special goose, ignoring Louisa's preference for no meat, and insists she try it. Later, while Ben takes out the trash, Ant approaches him as if to confide something, but Pad abruptly intervenes, pulling Ant away. After dinner, the group relaxes by the fire. Suddenly, Ant's cries echo from upstairs, unsettling Louisa, but Sierra brushes it off, saying he always falls asleep quickly and resumes the conversation. Louisa fumes over being pressured to eat meat and is unsettled by the unwashed sheets in their room. Ben tries to calm her, chalking it up to rural quirks. Then, a frightened Agnes appears, asking to sleep with them. The following day is filled with outdoor adventures, singing, cooking over a fire, and exploring. When Agnes asks Ant to leave the swing, Pad intervenes harshly, shoving Ant to make him swing. He then massages Louisa's neck, insisting she needs cold water. The group leaps from a cliff into the lake, and Louisa notices bruises on Sierra. Back at the house, Louisa voices her desire to leave, but Sierra interrupts with an invitation to an upscale restaurant. That evening, the adults announced that the children would stay home with a nanny. Once the nanny arrives, Agnes and Ant remain behind. Louisa, a mix of nerves and excitement, drives to the restaurant, while Pad speeds ahead so recklessly that they barely arrive in one piece. They gather at a restaurant, where Pad fills the air with endless chatter, barely pausing for breath. While playing hide-and-seek at home, Ant brings Agnes to Pad's room and shows her the writing on the back of his watch. At the restaurant table, their conversation turns uncomfortably intimate, leaving the Dalton family squirming in their seats. Pad abruptly stands, tossing out, "You guys pay the bill," before making his exit. Ant shows Agnes the bruises on his body. At this point, family members enter, and Pad notices that his watch was moved. Louis and Ben clash in the room, old wounds from their marriage surfacing in sharp words. Louis confesses she left everything behind for Ben, only to be ignored and driven to jealousy. Their argument is overheard by someone lurking outside. Later that night, Louis wakes in a panic, finds the children's room empty, and discovers his daughter curled up in Pad's bed with Sierra. She storms in, announcing they're leaving at once. But on the way out, Agnes finds out her rabbit is left, desperate to retrieve it, and threatens to repeat Ant's actions, forcing the family to turn back. Back at the house, Pad fumes over their sudden departure. Louis snaps that she left after finding her daughter in someone else's bed. Sierra breaks down, saying that Agnes was scratching her arms and sobbing at night. She apologizes, insisting she only wanted to show Agnes her love. Just then, Ant reappears, and he wants to show Agnes the chickens, and the family is pressured into staying once more. The women gather in the yard, their conversation drifting as Agnes plays nearby with Aunt. Aunt scribbles a secret note, but Agnes is puzzled. When Sierra approaches, Aunt panics and swallows the paper whole. Meanwhile, the men head out hunting, only for Pad to reveal he overheard their heated argument the day before. Tempers flare, and the men storm back home, shouting. Agnes confides in her mother about Aunt swallowing the mysterious note. Her mother struggles to keep her worries at bay. Pad then unveils bizarre sculptures crafted by Sierra, and, in a shocking twist, pretends to sever his own hand before announcing he is not a doctor but unemployed. He and Sierra burst into laughter, gleefully revealing the ruse. During the meal, Sierra repeatedly warns Agnes about her manners, and she scolds Agnes again and again for her manners and speech. Lewis snaps, declaring that Agnes is her daughter and Sierra has no right to interfere, sparking a tense argument. When Agnes and Aunt attempt their rehearsed dance, Pad interrupts incessantly, berating Aunt for not dancing correctly. Agnes finally refuses, and chaos erupts. Lewis, exasperated by Ben's passivity, insists on leaving immediately, while Ben just wants coffee and a getaway. Outside, Sierra pleads with Lewis to wait until her husband wakes. Aunt steals the key from Pad's belt, leads Agnes to the barn, drags her into the basement, opens a pile of suitcases, things, and an album, and tells her about the trip they went on, deceived their families, brought them here, killed them, they killed his parents, and cut out his tongue. Agnes takes pictures of everything, and the two escape, lock everything, and Agnes fakes her leg cut and calls her mother to talk. As Aunt tries to sneak the key back, he realizes Pad is awake. Quickly, they put on the act of a perfect family, carrying Aunt on Pad's back in a show of affection, before slipping the key back in place. Agnes rushes into the room and spills everything to her mother. Lewis, furious and desperate, calls Ben, grabs a box cutter, and they attempt a silent escape, using Agnes's first period as their excuse. Pad discovers the shed has been broken into. The family tries to make a quiet exit, but a flat tire stalls their escape. Pad intercepts them and offers to fix it. Once the tire is repaired, they spot Agnes's rabbit in the attic and scramble to retrieve it. Pad bluntly asks why they are leaving. Lewis claims she and Ben are divorcing and climbs into the car. Suddenly, Pad hurls Aunt into the water, forcing the family to rescue him. They find themselves trapped in here. The family is seized and dragged to the basement, where they are forced to empty their bank accounts, write a letter to the landlord, and claim Agnes is transferring schools, and no one should look for them. Just as Pad prepares to drug Agnes, Lewis stabs him and locks the captors away. Sierra sobs, lamenting that she was the first victim, begging to save her, but the family flees in their car. Suddenly, Pad's friend bursts onto the scene, firing wildly as the group scrambles for cover inside the house. In a daring move, the friend rescues Pad and Sierra, and together they storm the house, determined to take down all four. Desperate, Ben hurls a vodka bottle into the field, hoping to signal for help, but instead, the bottle ignites and sets Pad's car ablaze. Chaos erupts as Lewis shoots Pad in the eye, forcing everyone to make a frantic escape from the roof. In the confusion, they turn on their friend, who narrowly dodges their attack, and scramble onto the rooftop. Just as they catch their breath, Sierra appears, only for Lewis to shove her from behind. The four barely escape, haunted by a mysterious shadow. Pad catches up, seizing the fleeing Agnes, stunned by the loss of Sierra and the realization that Agnes will now take her place. Agnes retaliates, injecting Pad with a deadly drug. After the others leave, Aunt returns and, in a final act of violence, smashes the lifeless Pad with a brick. In the end, the four survivors limp home, forever changed by the ordeal. Did you like the movie review? Do not forget to push the like button.